Hello everyone, welcome to week 1 core of our new game of the month for May called Eat to Eat. We're going to go ahead and begin by starting with our lesson, which is going to be focusing on creating the player and the background. So for this background, it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be sort of similar in the way we did our previous game, where we're going to break the background into separate little sections, but it's going to be a little bit more specific. So before, when we had broken up our background into different layers, this time we're going to break it up into separate sections. So the only thing we need for our background is just the color that we want to use for the entire back. Now, this means you guys have to sort of have an idea of what you want your environment to look like. So, is the player inside of the water? Are they in a forest? Are they in a jungle? So start thinking about how you want that to look. And then once you're done, you can go ahead and click on your stage. You can click on backdrops. And then once you're here, you're just going to use the rectangle tool. You do not need an outline for this. And they can go ahead and pick a color. So since I'm going to make my theme a little bit of a jungle, I'm going to go ahead and use some type of a green. And once I'm happy with the color, I'm just going to make a nice big box around it. Make sure it's covering everything that I have. And then once I'm done, I'm just going to go ahead and move on creating the code for this. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on the code tab. In the space, I'm going to use when I receive, and I'm going to change it to the update that we have here. Oh, sorry, it's the other way around. We're going to use when green flag is clicked. And then we're going to go ahead and add a forever. And inside, we're going to add a broadcast update. And that's going to be everything that we need for this background. Now, you guys notice that we actually have quite a bit of sprites than before for this game, and a lot of them also has code. So I just warn you, do not touch or play around with anything or delete anything as well. Every single sprite that you see here is needed for the game to work, and you don't know exactly how these sprites are going to need to be created, so I would just wait until it's time for the lesson in order to create it. Very importantly to this size sprite, even though it doesn't look like there's anything, there's actually a tiny dot that's being used to zoom in. So do not delete this sprite even though it looks empty. There is actually something there that is needed for this game. Other than that, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next step, which is going to be creating our player.